Be a dim rasunti, no more dim rasun in Yajuman so for Suntino. And they a bobia cocose. License in India, a woman jaya, a wawasem. Time I'll be a bit my beje. Obaswa now qualifying quite at the bema. Yen show party a free man, I fear with free man, I would deem. Once you qualify now, you're gonna new quandia, you're the license in the bema. However, there's only license as we speak. See, I can say we need license there. And you won't even to go. Utogo da watomra. Na mra no so kire se woto sa mra na obetimi akọ afiase emfie num ekosi emfie du. Nti eye offense ya enwa asotwen no eye asotwen kakrakapa na ye mpese ye de sa asotwen we bedi Ghana ni bia. Eno nti ye besere se obia ebedi emra no so. Afremo na ye pese mo fa mo fidi kese so. Na mo de ma Ghana fo nyina ete sa kokoboi. Say Good board mrafofo na parliament ye no. Ya twen nya abotra se di abotre na ye. Ye fiti ase aye de ye adwuma. Na ye nya mfiti ase kora implement mra no fully no. Ghana nya good board no so mfaso bebre. Good anka ne na efa aban nsa ase na ni nyina nipa bonefo bi de kọ amama ya hodo so ne nya so mfaso no. Ene jo Mahama da romanti. Good board da romanti. Good ni nyina no yetimi to mu dodo na. Our mining nya so mfaso. A free January ABC and na ye ka say from PMMC days to gold board days. Gold nkwa a free small scale sector. E dia kwa ma no ne akoton ama o man Ghana. E bro 50 tons of gold. 1 ton of gold we are more than $100 million. The 50 tons of gold we are talking about over $5 billion US dollars. Of forex are generating. A person shall not buy gold from a person in the country unless that person has been issued with a license by the gold board. And when you are issued with a license, it comes with terms and conditions. The terms and conditions can be gleaned from our website. Every category of license comes with its own unique terms and conditions. Every license also comes with its own requirements, and we have put in place appropriate measures to ensure continuous compliance with these important regulations at all times by our licensees to ensure not only responsible trading, but to ensure that the state is able to benefit from the trading of our gold and other precious minerals. And so Section 63, subsection 2 provides that a person who contravenes a provision of subsection 1, and subsection 1F is what says that you can't buy gold without a license. It says a person who contravenes a provision of subsection 1 commits an offense and is liable on summary conviction to a fine of not less than 50,000 penalty units and not more than 200,000 penalty units, or to a term of imprisonment of not less than 5 years and not more than 10 years, or to both. So you can see from the imprisonment term that this is a very serious offense, and it's our expectation that all stakeholders will play by the rules so that we will not have to crack the whip or anybody. But for those who are hell-bent on trading illegally without a license, we are serving notice that we are coming after you. On the 8th of July, His Excellency the President, on whose vision the gold board has been established, telling you that it's going to be very strong. And we're going to be very strong on the ground, on the quiet, gathering information about these activities. Because even as we speak now, we know a lot of Ghanaians who are fronting for Indians and foreigners. A lot of them, they are in Takwa, they are in Anjinem, they are in Kumasi, they are in Obuasi. We know them. Foreigners, most of them have gone into hiding. Just a few ones are still in the system, and we are on a headhunt for them. But even those who have gone into hiding and have gotten some unpatriotic Ghanaians to front for them will be exposed. It's just a matter of time, because the intelligence gathering system we are deploying is very strong, and we are going to see that. And the law provides for very stiffer punishment for Ghanaians who engage in fronting. So if you look at Section 3, Section 63 of the Gold Board Act, it provides that a person shall not front or connive with a foreigner or a company to acquire a license under this act or regulations made under this act. So once you are conniving to do that, or you're trying to front for a foreigner, you're committing an offense. And we want to admonish all Ghanaians to stay away from this menace. Okay, you're good? In the same way, we'll be able to say, yeah, ma will be able to make me and say, open good ball license. I find out what I'm Oba, when your license now occupy a year manual will be quite Joe bribe. License and while for mobile phone and our laptop, which can apply the hours to crowd my officer. Obeba ha na obaba beje hard copy. Enti ye enyema nipa ye no license processes na film say na be ya bribe same bia me. Now we are qualified bia no. We apply embrace within 60 days now was aka. We put the ya intentums we need so many. Over 200 of those licenses, 240 yajiatu. About emu ba ko ya aggregator, emu me assign self-financing aggregators, emu do working you 82 tier 2 buyers, tier 1 buyers, emu 34 tier 2 buyers. Minimum kasa ni minimu ya yeti na issue licenses baby. Licenses also issue and abo ma good board enye sika kakra. Eno nti nipa bebre nsa aka license. Asabo so me nsa ba da nipa bebre nsa aka license ne dia. Na dia yentimi ntonko so say omo ni good boy license no omo ne omo license ni nyina nkoso nya adwuma. Ene say sa na nka ye be ya na ne hu hia kwase e mu bi license. Ye person obi adi mmara so nti no omo adi mmara so ni nya adwuma no so nfa so nti no. Ene ye bo bi akoko say license ne dia say wo meje ya e wa wasem. Time out bia bit na meje. Oba so a na qualify for ye de be now. Ye hwe o party wo free man afia wo free man na wo din. Once you qualify now, you got a new one there, you have the license in the mouth. However, there's only license as we speak. See, I guess we need to put in place to ensure that our enforcement mandate is executed to the full, to ensure that the states and the people of Ghana derive maximum benefits from our good resources. Many people, many entities have applied for good board licenses as we speak. By the 21st June deadline, we had received over 300 applications for the buyer license tier 1. We had received close to 200 applications for the license buyer, the buyer license tier 2, and about 30 applications for the self-financing aggregation license. For the aggregator license, we have received about 15 of them. As we speak, management, with approval of the board, has approved over 240 licenses. But once the applications are approved for conforming with the requirements of the licenses, we need to now do it digitally by sending you an email that your license has been approved. You also get that in your accounts, because the Good Board license application platform ensures that every applicant creates an account before they apply for a license. So you get the notification that we have applied, we have approved your license in the system. You are asked to pay the license fee, which you pay digitally through ghana.gov. And when we receive confirmation of payment, we process your license, we print it, it goes through audit verification, and we then sign the license. And so 240 applications cutting across all the 4 categories have been approved, but as we speak, just about 123 have been actually printed and issued. And I can report to you that 1 aggregator license has been approved and issued, 3 self-financing aggregator licenses have been approved and issued, 32 license buyers, tier 2 license buyers have been approved, and 87 tier 1 license buyers. So a lot of people are complying with the law, and we commend them. For those who have been notified that the applications have been approved but are yet to pay the money, please take urgent steps to pay the money. And if you paid your money and you're not hearing from us, do contact our licensing team so that if there is any hiccup somewhere, they can quickly rectify that for you to get the necessary
notification for us to proceed with the process. For those of you who have also paid and your licenses have been duly printed and signed, you need to immediately make your way to our headquarters here to pick the hard copy of the license. And when you come there, you need to come with your Ghana card, and there are some basic information that we'll need you to provide us before we give you the licenses. The licenses are valid for 12 months. And so when you see us launch or inaugurate the task force, don't say that, hey, who are these people? Yes, they will be in uniforms, not the regular uniforms, and there is no gain saying that. Within the short period that we have operated, first as PMMC and now as Gold Board, we've exported close to 50 tons of gold as we speak. And that is good from just the small scale sector. And for the first time in Ghana's history, gold export from the small scale sector has exceeded gold exports from the large scale sector, showing clearly that the small scale sector is a very important and critical sector that, as the President said, if properly harnessed, can really help the development and the transformation we all seek for our beloved country. And that is why he has established the Ghana Gold Board. And so we will not let the people of Ghana down. When you hear that we have exported over 50 tons of gold, because this month alone we are doing almost 9 tons of gold, and then you know that this month alone we brought in nothing less than $900 million in forex for the Bank of Ghana. And so if the Bank of Ghana has enough forex liquidity for the markets and for government obligations, and the CD is strong and stable, it is because of some of these things that the Gold Board is doing. And we hope to sustain this. You know that in the whole of 2024, gold exports for the whole year stood at 66 tons, with an export value of $4.6 billion. We've done only 6 months, and yet we've crossed the $4.6 billion we got for the whole of 2024. We've crossed it. We've gone beyond $5 billion. And in terms of the volumes too, we are almost getting to 66 tons. We've done 50 tons and over. And we are optimistic that by the end of the next month, we will have hit the 60 tons. And we are doing all this so that we cut out the activities of enemies of the state, the criminals who have decided we are going to deploy with so much powers, will not end up betraying the state, abusing their powers, engaging in extortion, bribery, and the rest, and encouraging the very vice they are supposed to fight. Because like you said, we've seen it in other areas, particularly in the fight against illegal mining. So what have we done? We are deploying technology to ensure that we check the members of the task force. Now, the Gold Board Act prescribes that Gold Board inspectors and any task force that we put in place, they cannot go to anybody's office, to audit them or to check what they are doing, okay, without a written warrant signed by the Chief Executive Officer. So you can't be on a frolic on your own, gallivanting around Ghana and harassing miners and gold buyers and all that because you are a member of the Gold Board Task Force. You need a written warrant. And if a member of the Gold Board Task Force or a Gold Board inspector comes to you without a written warrant signed by the Chief Executive Officer, you must report him to be sanctioned. Again, the officers that we are deploying at all material times when they are embarking on field operations must wear their bulletproof vest, which will have fixed on them body cams. And so on the day of their inauguration, I'm sure you're going to see them in their uniforms, you're going to see them in their bulletproof vests with their ballistic plates in their ballistic helmets, and they have body cams. So what the body cams allow us to do, not only body cams on them, their vehicles, which we are procuring, also has trackers, GPS trackers. And we have a command center. We'll have a command center at our head office to monitor their operations, meaning that everywhere the Gold Port Task Force will be at any material time. We will know sitting here in Accra, because the vehicles are tracked and you cannot remove the tracker without us knowing. And when you are going to embark on an exercise, you must wear the body cam for us to watch real-time video of the exercise. We will also deploy drones at the various places that they are raiding or they are conducting their field operations. So you cannot seize a certain amount of gold and come in under declare. You cannot seize a certain amount of cash and come in under declare. And as part of the task force are also members of the Gold Inspectorate who are not the task force members. So somebody said, who watches a watchman? There are checks and balances, some technology-based, some administrative, to make sure that, I mean, you cannot totally eliminate such tendencies, but we must make sure that we are able to control it to its barest uniform, barest level. So that is what we seek to do. By the time we inaugurate the task force too, would have been through with our whistle blowing policy on illegal gold trading, gold smuggling, and other gold related offenses. We are developing a policy. Our 2 free lines are ready, and I'm sure on the 8th the president himself will put out the 2 free lines. And so any Ghanaian citizen who suspects or sees or come into contact with information that shows that a person is engaging in illegal gold trading or gold smuggling has a duty to report that to the gold board, and we are making that easy by providing the 2 free lines. Even if you think that the people involved are our own officers, you can do so, and the policy will ensure that your anonymity is protected and guaranteed. And there will be motivational incentives in place for anybody who accurately reports the activities of illegal gold traders and smugglers, and which are reports lead to arrest and seizures. Once we arrest and seize, and the law says within 7 days we should go to the Gold Board Tribunal and validate the seizure. And once the seizure has been validated, we can do the needful by confiscating. And once we confiscate, a certain percentage of the value of that gold will be given to that whistleblower. If it's a media person, then that money may be enough for you to quit your media career, because you know that gold is a very high value commodity. So a very significant percentage of the value will go to whistleblowers and the task force that are able to execute such operations and arrest the perpetrators of those crimes. So we are combining technology, checks and balances, whistleblowing and incentive packages and other administrative measures to ensure that we are able to defeat the canker of gold smuggling, illegal gold trading, and price disruptions in the market, which are inimical to the national interest. Are there any questions?
Yep.
Our partners involved in gold trading in Ghana, about the ongoing transition of the licensing regime governing the gold trading sector of Ghana. As we all know, Ghana is endowed with huge gold resources as a country. As we speak, Ghana is the lead exporter of gold. And this important mineral resource we've been endowed with by God has to be harnessed properly for the benefit of the Ghanaian people. This is the main vision of the NDC Mahama government, which has led to the establishment of the Ghana Gold Board, an institution tasked with a mandate to streamline and structure gold trading in Ghana and to ensure that we are able to optimize national benefits from the entire value chain of our gold resources. The Ghana Gold Board Act of 2025, Act 1140, was passed on the 29th of March of this year by the August House of Parliament and assented to by His Excellency the President on the 2nd of April. Since then, that law has been enforced. But as a new organization with a new mandate, we saw it necessary, we deemed it necessary to adopt a gradualist approach to the implementation of our mandates and to ensure that we provide ample time for stakeholders to comply with the new statutory regime that governs gold trading in Ghana. And so we've invited you here in previous time for other press conferences at which we gave deadlines and later extended the deadlines for persons engaged in gold trading to apply for a gold board license. We gave a final non-extendable deadline on 21st of June. 21st of June has come and gone, and we don't intend to extend that license, that deadline. And so the main purpose of this press conference is to inform you, our friends in the media, by extension, the good people of Ghana, that the new, you can check the repository tab. When you click on the repository tab, you will see the list of all licenses we have issued. You will know who is an aggregator, who is a tier 2 buyer, who is a tier 1 buyer, and that list will be updated regularly so that you are not defrauded or you are not misled, because that will not be an excuse for violating the law. So the long and short of this press conference is that the transition is complete. The new legal regime governed by the Ghana Gold Board Act of 2025, Act 1140, has fully taken place, and hence anybody who desires to buy gold or engage in gold trading must get a gold board license. Your PMMC licenses will no longer be recognized. Your licenses from the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources will no longer be recognized, because we've given you ample time to follow due process and apply for a new license, be issued with that license, and do your work legally in conformity with the new regime. On that note, I want to thank you once again for coming, and say that we are counting on you to spread the message, to spread the word, to educate Kenyans, because what we are doing is very important. Those engaged in smuggling, I repeat, are any